Yo, what is up, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? As you can see, the one, the only, the legend Uzumaki clan is back to give you a video, and today we'll be discussing Stephen King's It Chapter 3 Part 2. Let's get this baby started. Woo! Motherfucking woo! Alright, so in this latest chapter, we get to learn about Richie and his adult life. And in this chapter, we get to see that at the beginning, he already was talking on the phone with Mike. And, you know, he was discussing about it coming back. Like Stan at the end of the last part. So as the chapter goes on, we get to learn about Richie's a massive success as a DJ. You know, he's very popular. He's very well known. He's on the right track of success, and you know it really is it really goes to show you about how as this chapter develops, how far these characters have come from them being little kids being picked on, all the way into very successful men and women. And as the chapter also goes along, we get to see that one after another, Richie's memories of Derry are returning. And the first memory that Richie has is centering upon the Henry Bowers gang, which is, you know, Henry Bowers and Belch Huggins and Victor Cross, which is going to be very important later on in the story, and especially Victor himself. I'm not going to spoil anything now because I haven't gotten to that part yet, but yeah, focusing on that, we get to see Richie remembering the memories of him being picked on and him making friends. And we also learn that 2 years right after the first incident involving Richie had moved away from Derry. So he moved when he was in high school, probably. Oh no, maybe he was 13 or so. Maybe he was still in junior high. But besides that, we get to really get a lot of in-depth on how Richie is feeling, and that's one thing that I'm a little bit worried about when it comes to It Chapter 2 coming out with the movie, because I feel like the movie's not going to have a lot of time to, you know, kind of give us the sort of in-depth characteristics that probably the 1990 version did a little bit of a better job doing. So yeah, that's the only concern that I have. But before I kind of wrap this thing up, we get to see that that as Richie is recurring his recent younger memories, we get to hear about Bev for the very first time, which Bev was not talked about until now. And the tragic part is that the first loser that he brings up is Stan, who in the first part of the chapter died. Yeah, Stan's fucking dead. So that's kind of, very, very upsetting that the first person he brings up is the one that has already died, and he doesn't know is dead yet. So, yeah, that's very painful and tragic. And I just want to say this. This chapter was well, not chapter, but this part of the chapter was freaking hilarious. You know, we get to see Richie's DJ skills and how impressive he is with them. You know, I have a friend who does voiceovers and stuff like that, and he does a lot of instruments as well. He's very talented, and he reminds me of Richie so freaking much. It's hilarious. Also, I want to bring up that if I'm being 100% honest, Richie was never one of my favorite characters, but when I was younger. But as of now, I've learned to appreciate his character more. Like, a lot more than I did at first. And I just want to say this. Out of all the kids in it, Richie is probably the closest one to King's personality. Because both King and Richie, you know, they kind of have a little bit of similarities to each other. You know, they're both DJs. They were both picked on because of their appearances as kids, kind of the same way. He has King's childlike imagination, which is something that I adore. So, yeah, that was my review on this part. Next time I'm thinking of maybe doing a video probably on Friday. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And have a nice day. Thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.